Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. And today I will share with you some of the new stuff for today. Okay, so first one is Force. Force is going to integrate augmented reality to their South Africa car factories. Okay, so hi, Irisma. Hello. Do you want to be one of the moderators? Since there are only two of us, you can raise your hand and I can add you. So yeah, feel free to raise your hand and I can add you. Yeah, or yeah, it's fine. If you want to just listen, just let me know if you want to share your opinions. Okay, so today Force is going to integrate. Actually, they've been integrating AR technology to their technicians. For example, before, what's the problem? The problem was that the dealership, right? When the customer go to the dealership, they want to fix their cars, right? And then it takes a long time for the technician from the back end to come and figure out what's going on and start working on the problem. So they start a headset. The headset is called RealWear. RealWear. So it looks similar to Google Glass, but the difference is that it's focusing on the like the camera thing. Actually, it's called RealWear AR glass. And then if the person or the mechanics wear the RealWear, they will there's a camera in front of the glass. And then if you can see my screen, basically the back-end person or the real mechanics or someone who has experience can see all the operation system and then can tell the person what to do. So, and then, it's like a really hands-on experience, because when the person wear the RealWear, that glass, by using the voice command, the mechanics or the worker can actually, hands-free, because before doing this, they need to take a tablet, like press different types of commands in order to operate or in order to fix the car. But right now, through the RealWear AR glass, they can pretty much just work on it and see the information, hear the information from the director, and they can pretty much fix the stuff within a short amount of time. So that's the first news that I saw today. Yeah, sure. Hello. Hello, Irisma. Hello.
Oh, hi. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say thank you for inviting me on stage. I'm kind of like in the middle of something, so I'm just gonna listen.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if in the future, thank you so much, Irisma. Yeah, I mean, if you are interested in being one of our regulars, feel free to follow me and then I can add you, because the only way that I add you to the room, like by default, is that you follow me and let me know you are interested and I will add you for the following events. Yeah, sure. So yeah, Ford's new AR definitely helps vehicle repairs dealership in South Africa. This is a very interesting news. Yeah, if you have any news you want to share, just let me know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think this is the time that we kind of talk about XR and share some news of XR. Okay, so another news is a very interesting news. Actually, it was like, I would say, last year's stuff, but it is in Engage It. Yeah, it was back in September 16th, 2020. So pretty much half a year ago. Yeah, so if you see it, The title is called Facebook's first AR glasses are a research project called Area. Okay, so during it's, like Facebook is going to launch its AR glass, right? And then it pretty much, it has a lot of, functions and Area. It's called Area, the new glass. And then it's called Project Area. And then Facebook points out that Project Area was designed as a way to help us innovate safely and responsibly, to help us to develop safeguards, policies, and even social norms necessary to govern the use of AR glass and the future wearable devices. So Area gets punched in the face as often as the poor sots who thought AR glasses was a good idea. But Facebook has created a privacy FAQ regarding to the project, explain what data is collected and how it will be collected. So pretty much the glass are actually more capable than what you find in your standard VR headset, as they process the same head and eye tracking capabilities, but also marry in smartphone functions like forward-facing camera, multi-channel audio inputs, and GPS tracking. So not only has the Facebook AR glass, not only does it have the VR function, but also it has the AR function. So yeah, a big part of the testing platform will resolve around the power management. The goal is to be able to run all of these sensors in tandem, but in a power efficient manner. Otherwise, users will be saddened with the smart glass that need to be charged multiple times a day. Yeah, I think for me, every time, I have to charge my VR headset, especially I think every time when my battery bar was, full. But once I jump into a meeting, probably around 1 hour meeting, then, my battery just gone. So I think energy efficiency is very important. And privacy issue is also important as well. So for example, like if AR glass is so powerful. Not only you can, collaborate with people remotely, but also it has all the phone functions. And if you see live map system, because Facebook has already built a system called live map system. Let's take a look at what's live map system. Okay, so live map system is this one. It's really, really amazing, similar to Magic Leap. I remember a few years ago, I watched Magic Leap's previous founder's vision. I think he mentioned, a virtual world. It's called Magic World or Magic Layer. Basically, the concept was to separate the world into different layers of reality. For example, like entertainment reality, or some medical reality, right? The reality has different layers, and then each layers, for example, like social media reality. So it's like a vertical building, right? And we are in one part, at the bottom part, which is called physical reality. It's kind of like different dimensions, but built upon the physical world. So yeah, so for example, like medical, right? And I don't know, transportation, whatever you can think of, or food, social, networking, entertainment, those becomes its individual layers of realities. So I think this concept is very interesting. And Facebook Reality Lab just built, I think back in 2019, they built a map called Life Map. And let's take a look of Life Map.
is constantly in motion. We need a new kind of map to help navigate this ever-changing landscape. A map like this is about more than just moving through the physical world. It's about enhancing the way we interact with each other and our surroundings. The vision of our Live Maps research is to bridge the physical and virtual divide to bring people closer together. To achieve this, Live Maps uses machine perception to construct multi-layer representations of the world, showing where you are in space, recognizing what things look like, and understanding the intrinsic meaning of objects. Connected devices, like smartphones and AR glasses, will scan the surroundings to create a live dynamic index, amplified by crowdsourced data, allowing the maps to recognize when things have changed and update automatically. Ultimately, our Live Maps research aims to empower people to connect and share in deeper, more meaningful ways. Whether it's improving how we access information, or understanding the context of a situation, to deliver shared experiences through augmented reality, or proactively serving up relevant information in highly personalized ways. Live Maps will one day transform how we all engage with the world, making it feel more immediate, more intuitive, more natural, more human.
Yeah, so when looking at the video, I think Facebook has the same vision as, mentioned. They want to create a virtual world which has a lot of different virtual layers of the, the virtual space represent the real world. So it's very interesting that Facebook is using that, is doing that system. Also, they are building their AR glass. That AR glass not only has the VR function, but also has the phone function, which is very powerful. Also, it can scan, you see from the video, you can see it can scan the world. So pretty much it will collecting the data. It's similar to Google Map, right? Like collecting all the real world data. So when you are using Facebook, AR glass, then pretty much Facebook can get access for your room, right? If you are scanning your room, if you are scanning something, right? So I think privacy issues is, I would say I'm really concerned because nearly nobody has any secret. If you wear glass, whatever you see becomes a data upload to the cloud. So it reminds me of a film called Anon, ANON. It's a film. Anon is a 2018 British science fiction thriller film written and directed by Andrew Niccol. Yeah, this film, if you can see my screen, this film is talking about in the future, pretty much everyone's data or the lifelong data when you were born, whatever you see will be recorded as the data and storage to the cloud, right? So pretty much it's so easy for the police officer. Why? Because if they want to, solve, a crime or, that's so easy because they can pretty much take the last data from the victim, right, on the cloud. Whatever the last person that the victim see, they can get the data and know who's the person that the victim see, and then they can solve the crime, right? It's pretty easy for the police to defeat the crime. But what if someone cannot be seen, cannot be get? It's like cryptocurrency, right? Or, like it's so secure that people couldn't really, access to it. It's kind of like that. This woman pretty much did a lot of things that is outlaw, but she can pretty much access to the future computer and mess around the data. So or take out, the videos or data that related to her. So she is pretty much outlaw, right? She is couldn't be recorded or her data is so secure and nobody knows. So that's why it makes everything so hard. It's very interesting that in the future that whatever you see become recorded and storage of data in the cloud, and then nothing is secret. And yeah, so it's a very interesting AR sci-fi movies. And I remember one of the things very interesting is that the man look at the world, everything is so amazing, but in real world, you know, a lot of car bump into him, or when he saw his room, he saw a lot of mouse, you know, like a lot of mice, like really scary scene, like full of mice. But in reality, he couldn't. There's no mice. There's no mouse. So whatever you see is whatever you believe. But what if someone mess up with whatever you see? Then you might go crazy, and then when people see you act really abnormal, they might think you have mental problems. So I would say this is a very interesting movie or a film if you are interested in knowing the AR technology, how bad it can go. You definitely can watch this movie and scare you a little bit, which is great. Okay, so, and let's take a look at another very cool wrist-based computing platform. Pretty much it related a little bit to neuroscience. Okay, so this news is from tech.fb.com, technology tech at Facebook. So the title is called Inside Facebook Reality Labs, wrist-based interaction for the Nest computing platform. So pretty much Facebook, you know, like through Oculus Quest, they long time ago, I would say a few years ago, they used the hand gesture, right? So you can pretty much click or interact through your bare hands rather than a controller. Right now, they upgrade these types of gesture or device. They made it, you know, like they create a, you know, like a watch like a wrist. It's called Click, yeah, intelligent Click. So pretty much after you wear that, you can pretty much click anything and interact with your AR glass, which is great. So last week, they just, they based on human computer interaction, HCI, they share their 10-year vision of the contextually aware AI-powered interface for augmented reality glass. They can use the information that the user choose to share to inform that what they want to do and when do you want to do. And right now, they are sharing some near-term research, wrist-based input combined with usable but limited contextualized AI, which pretty much adapts to your environment. So let's take a look of this introduction video. And I think when I saw this video, it's there, you know, it's similar to Elon Musk's Neuralink. I would say it's kind of like a bridge from inserting some wire in your brain to, you know, just, it's like we are still using device to communicate with the computer. I know Neuralink is pretty much you need to insert some wires inside your brain, but that is for, you know, brain impaired, you know, brain injured patient to, they will use the Neuralink device more hardcore. But I think what Facebook did is more friendly and for general public. Let's take a look.
Facebook Reality Labs is a pillar of Facebook that's dedicated to bringing AR and VR to people, to us, to consumers of the world. Every single new computing era requires new input devices, the set of interactions that really make this possible.
With AR glasses, I think the key here is to communicate with our computers in a way that is intuitive at an entirely new level. The wrist is a great starting point for us technologically because it opens up new and dynamic forms of control. This is where some of our core technologies like EMG come into play.
Neural interfaces, when they work right, and we still have a lot of work to go here, feel like magic.
So if you send a control to your muscle saying, I want to move my finger, it starts in your brain, it goes down your spine through motor neurons, and this is an electrical signal. So you should be able to grab that electrical signal on the muscle and say, oh, okay, the user wants to move their finger.
What is it like to feel like pushing a button without actually pushing it? That could be as simple as, hey, I just want to move this cursor up or move it left. Well, normally I would do that by actually moving. But here, you're able to move that cursor left. And it's because you and a machine agreed which neurons mean left and which neurons mean right. You're in this constant conversation with the machine.
This new form of control, it requires us to build an interface that adapts to you and your environment.
Everything starts with a click.
The intelligent click is the ability to do these highly contextual actions in a very low friction manner.
It's kind of the purest form of a superpower. You are in control, but the system is exactly inferring the right thing for you to control. All you have to do to operate it is just click.
So for example, if I'm cooking and I'm kind of pulling some noodles out of a box, the interface could ask me, would you like to start boiling the water? The wrist can also be a spot where the technology is communicating back to the user.
The haptics, the sensation of touch around us, this is part of how we learn and use motor control. It's critical to AR and XR.
We wondered, as you pull back the bowstring on a bow, if we tied that not to the tension growing on people's fingers, but rather squeezing on the wrist, would it add to that experience like you're pulling back the bowstring? The answer is yes.
That future, and really is the computer that is seamlessly integrated into your day-to-day life. The next computing platform is the mixed reality platform, the one that really totally blends your virtual environment and your real environment in a seamless way.
We're in this moment where we can move from personal computing to personalized computing.
What if you and a computer agreed to design a keyboard together, and you type faster on it than anybody else in the world could type on your keyboard?
I think what this enables is the ability to not have to focus on a computer or a phone and be able to still interact with other people. It's going to open up a new generation of communication and access and navigation.
It leads to this phenomena of increased agency, of you feeling like a level of control you've never had before. You want computing experiences where the human is the absolute center of the entire experience.
So through this video, we understand that by wearing two intelligent click, that wrist, and you can pretty much type anything, interact anything, use the minimized manner, like really not putting a lot of effort, but you can pretty much move the cursor, move something, right? So I think that really helps for, like the interaction in AR, right? So I think Facebook right now is doing the whole systems for their AR, VR, and also for the virtual social place for people to interact. So pretty much like Ready Player One right now. So so Facebook Reality Lab, FRL research, they are building an interface for AR that won't force us to choose between interacting with our devices and world around us. They are developing natural, intuitive way to interact with always available AR glasses because they believe this will transform the way they connect with people nearby future. Imagine being able to teleport anywhere in the world to have shared experience with the people who matter the most in your life, no matter where they happen to be. It's, they can pretty much you can collaborate with anyone, anywhere, anytime, and then by use this AR glass. So Facebook pretty much turned this device from previous, we have personal, computer, right? But in the future, it will be personalized computer, which is really different, right? Personal computer, you still need to learn the operation system. You still need to learn, Microsoft operating system or iOS operating system. But right now, all we need to do is to, start with the, the interface knows us. The interface understands us. So it's very, very human-centric. Before we are user-centered, right? But right now is human-centric design. Yeah, it's a little bit different from UX, right? It's human-centric design. Okay, so the future of human-centric interaction, demand, and exceptional, easy to use, reliable, and private interface that lets us remain completely present in the real world at all times. That interface will require many innovations in order to become the primary way we interact with the digital world. Two of the most critical elements are contextually aware AI and understands your commands and actions as well as the context and environment around you, and the technology to let you communicate with the system effortlessly. So an approach we call ultra low friction input. So which means that when we interact with that, human-centric interaction, that design is extremely effortless and use, the ultra low, not only low, but ultra low friction input. So the AI will make deep inference, but what information you might need or things you might want to do various contexts based on understanding of you and your surroundings, and will present you with a tailored set of choice. The input will make selection a choice effortless. Using it may be as easy as clicking a virtual always available button through the slide moving of your finger. So before, if we want to move a cursor on the computer, we have to, take a mouse and move physically. But right now, all you need to do is to click and just like do a super subtle movement. And you can pretty much do a lot of stuff in the virtual world. So yeah, they started imagining the idea input device for AR glasses 6 years ago, when FRL research was founded. So pretty much when they founded Facebook Reality Lab, it's pretty much they've already have AR glass in mind. So pretty much the interface would need to be intuitive, always available, and easy to use. Ideally, it could also support reach, high bandwidth control that works well for everything from manipulating a virtual object to editing an electronic document. On top of all this, it would need a form factor comfortable enough to wear all day and energy efficient enough to keep going as long. So that's a long list of requirements. As they examined the possibility, two things becomes clear. The first was that nothing that exists at the time came close to the meeting all the criteria. The other was any solution that eventually merged would have to be worn on the wrist. Yeah, why wrist? Why? There are many other input source available, all of them useful. Voice is intuitive, but not private enough. If you went to my VUI, events, you can see like in that meeting, I explained the VUI basic concept. One of the cons drawbacks was that before I was talking, like my agent, my car, I had car insurance, and the agent always want me to talk loudly on the phone about my credit card information. So yeah, I know a lot of people has the experience that the vendor wants you to say loudly about your credit card information in public. So when this happens, then VUI might not be the best way to solve it. I would say text might be better. So yeah, so you see like VUI is very good, and talking is always faster than typing, right? But yeah, a separate voice you could store in your pocket, like a phone or a game controller, adds a layer of friction between you and your environment, right? So yeah, I think VUI is convenient, but there are some limitations of VUI. So I think Facebook, in this point, it has a bigger picture in mind. Not only you can use VUI, but also there's something, not just a screen, right? But it's the whole environment become your whole interface. It's such a personalized, environment. The whole world is your interface, basically. So by wearing, I would say, watch like wrist, you can pretty much turn any interface into, turn any surface into interface, similar to Apple's thermal touch, right? So a wrist-based wearable has the additional benefit of easy serving as a platform for compute, battery, to support a broad array of sensors. Yeah, because wrist is closer. If you are doing something, wrist is probably, it's around your fingers, right? And it's all like, in the front. You can link easily to your eyes, right? Or to your, I would say control, right? So it's all on the upper body, right? So this, I think wrist is a really good choice. So wearable can help enhance the experience. So yeah, so this is today's news. And then if you are interested, feel free, you can take a look of this post. So pretty much they did a lot of experiment, and even using the neural interface. Pretty much let's see. The goal of neural interface is to update its long history of human-computer interaction and start to make it so that humans now have more control over machines than they have over us. We want computing experience where the human is absolute center of the entire experience. So so if you are really interested in that ultra low friction, always available input for AR class, make sure you take a look of the article. Okay. So thank you for today. And this is for today. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.